incentives.
Well, joining us to discuss this is the head of policy at Net Zero Watch, Harry Wilkinson. Harry, let's just get to the specifics of what this tax is. It was meant to be on a ratchet, sort of rising year on year. Although the sort of what became a very predictable rabbit out of a hat at every single fiscal statement under the last, since 2010, has been we're choosing to freeze this duty so it stays at the same level. But the duty was always meant to rise. Therefore, isn't this just returning to the norm?
Well, only if you consider it rising as being some form of a necessity, which I don't think it is. We did have 14 years of freezes. In the Treasury's methodology, they did forecast for increases, but those still had to be implemented by the Chancellor, who had decided not to implement those rises in the past years. We have to remember, our small lorries, people who drive around, this activity is really vital for the economy. It keeps it running. It's lubricating the economy, getting people around to where they need to be, getting goods to where they need to be. So the fuel duty is really a tax on all this movement, which is generating economic activity in the country. So it is a tax that will have a very high economic impact. Of course, we have to be looking at all forms of transport. We've got to be looking at congestion. London is one of the most congested cities in the world, and this is having an enormous economic impact. But using drivers as a cash cow by raising the fuel duty, I don't think the overall impacts of that in the long term will pay for themselves, but they'll actually harm the economy, make us slower, and make the situation even harder for drivers who are already facing the expansion of ULEZ, congestion charge, so many taxes, high insurance costs for vehicles. This is a hard time to be a motorist, and this is just something that will hit them even harder.
Yeah, so do you think this will actually end up costing the economy rather than bringing in more cash for the Treasury to spend on whatever they wish? It could actually, reduce the tax take by damaging business, I guess.
Well, I've not done the whole calculations. That would be a complex consideration to make. But in the overall picture, I think the benefits of having low taxes on motorists while dealing with congestion at the same time has to be really important. We look at our fellow countries like America, like the rest of Europe, where actually the road networks are more advanced. You have toll systems, for example, which can help manage congestion as well. But those might be some areas of taxation that we do need to look out to fix the very real congestion problems that we have. But this blanket fuel tax will make driving more expensive for everyone, apart from EV owners, who, let's remember, have had grants. They've also had tax reliefs to help them with their vehicles.
Well, this is the point, is it not, Harry? That the people who are going to be hit by this tax are probably going to be poorer people, because richer people are all going to be driving their Teslas and not going to have to pay a penny of extra fuel duty, whatever level it's set at. It's going to be people on middle incomes or in lower incomes who can't afford electric cars that are going to be hit by this.
That's right, and this is one of the underappreciated elements of the green transition. EV owners tend to be wealthier, and yet they're being given grants, they're being given tax reliefs. Normally we think of the tax system as redistributing wealth from the richer people to the poorer people. But when it comes to the green transition, we seem to be seeing that happen the other way around, and that's very disturbing. Those implications need to be thought through.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Harry Wilkinson from Net Zero Watch. Great to have you on to discuss this.